This is the NuPhy Air75, the latest 75% low-profile keyboard and is the best one I've tested so far. It has a lightweight aluminum top frame, LEDs on the corners, USB-C port, and tactile switches on the back for various modes. On the bottom we have an ABS frame, a mirrored piece along with rubber feet. You also get these magnetic rubber feet that give you a 6.5-degree typing angle and it fits perfectly on top of the existing pads. Back to the top surface, we have dye sublimation PBT keycaps with no incline, so they're very similar to laptops and membrane keyboards. They're basically low-profile XDA keycaps because the top surface is so wide while also having rounded edges. You can also see the Mac function keys on top as well as a print screen function and dedicated Cortana button. And I also do like the fact that the keyboard has a high-profile case, meaning you don't see the top of the switches, creating a cleaner look. And underneath the keycaps, we have Gateron low-profile mechanical switches on top of a hot swappable board that's available with red, brown, or blue switches. As per usual, with low-profile keyboards, I always recommend getting tactile switches, particularly browns, over linears because the combination between low travel and zero tactility can sometimes create a very mushy typing experience, especially if you decide to loop the switches, which you totally can with this keyboard. And for those who care about modding your stabilizers, we got some good news. Unlike the Keychron K3, you don't have to take apart the entire keyboard to get to the stabs. We actually get standard low-profile plate mount stabs, and they're surprisingly decent because they are factory looped. But the spacebar could definitely use a better application of loop. Alright, so the user experience of this keyboard has been awesome. Typing feels great, gaming feels great, and the daily usability has been solid. Now if you're coming from a typical mechanical keyboard, you're going to have to take some time to get used to the flat keycap profile. But obviously if you're coming from a MacBook, laptop, or you use a membrane keyboard, or you use DSA and XDA keycaps, the transition to this keyboard is going to be super smooth. So one of the features that make this keyboard awesome is the wireless connectivity. You've got Bluetooth connectivity of up to 4 devices at the exact same time, or you can also have a 2.4G dongle for better wireless latency. And with a 2500 mAh battery, you can expect to use the keyboard for around 48 hours before you have to plug it in, or you can just use it wired. And of course, this keyboard is indeed 100% Windows and Mac OS compatible with the respective keycaps included in the box. So another awesome feature on this keyboard are the LEDs on the top frame. So typically they're just doing their own thing, flashing around. You can change the effects and turn them off, but they have a second purpose. So for the left LED, it's also a caps lock indicator where it turns white, and it also turns blue when you're connecting to Bluetooth devices. And on the right one, it's actually a battery indicator, and you have 2 ways to go about with this. One, you can either have the battery indicator on at all times, or you can have the effect going on, and whenever you want to check the status of the battery, you can just press function / and hold it, and it will show the battery status. And I think these features are awesome because 1, it looks great, and 2, it actually indicates something that's useful. Oh yeah, there's also RGB backlighting, but the backplate isn't very reflective and the keycaps take up most of the space, so the backlight is not a very strong feature on this keyboard. But it's there and you have 21 different effects to choose from, but it's definitely not a strong contender for gaming in the dark. Unfortunately, the Air75 does not come with a software, so you can't remap keys. I would have really liked it if I could remap the Cortana key because I don't use Cortana, and whenever I press the button, a pop-up shows up on Windows and I don't like that. So if you're going to be buying this keyboard, you are hard stuck with the layout, or at least up until NuPhy decides to give us a software. Alright, so the next question you might be asking is whether you should get the Air75 or the Keychron K3 because they're so similar. And fundamentally, there's only 3 main differences. The first one is price. The Air75 is $110 and at the time of filming comes with a free carrying case. And the K3 equivalent of the Air75 here is $84. but obviously the Air75 has a couple more features that make it objectively better than the K3. But obviously the extra features and whether it's worth it or not is really up to you. Number 2 is that the Air75 build is slightly thicker and larger than the K3, which might be a factor if you plan on moving this keyboard around a lot. And number 3 are the keycaps. The Air75 has die-sub PBT keycaps with a flat profile, while the K3 has slanted ABS shine-through keycaps. So it's subjectively better to use for typing and the RGB display looks better, but oil stains are something you need to think about in the long run. And of course, we have some minor differences that we can just list off. First off, the Air75 has Bluetooth connectivity of up to 4 devices at once, plus 2.4G for better wireless latency, while the K3 only has Bluetooth connectivity of up to 3 devices at once. For the hot swappable version of the K3, it does have more switches to choose from. You have 5 instead of the 3 on the Air75. And lastly, we have stabilizer compatibility. One of the major criticisms of the K3 or any low-profile Keychron keyboard is that the stabilizers are not standard but have a staggered design, so if you want some replacement keycaps, you have to buy the ones by Keychron. Thankfully, with the Air75, it does have standard stabilizers, so you can technically buy any keycap set you want and put it on this keyboard as long as it fits the correct profiles. You could choose DSA, XDA, or even Cherry keycaps, and it's going to fit onto the keyboard, but obviously it might not sound as great because of the low travel of the switches. And of course, we can't forget the fact that it's way easier to mod the stabilizers on the Air75 because you don't have to disassemble the entire keyboard like on the K3, and I think that's a pretty big deal. Overall, I really like using the Air75, and it is by far my favorite low-profile mechanical keyboard. The build quality is awesome, the LED indicators are amazing, and the switches just make the keyboard satisfying to use. And the wireless capabilities of this keyboard are just insane. RGB backlighting is a little weak, but the only major downside is that there's no customizability. You can also get a free case that also works as a stand if you buy the keyboard before October 5th. Let me know what you guys think about this keyboard. Is it the perfect keyboard for people on the go? Sounds like a good choice to me. Links to buy the keyboard is going to be in the description down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.